Wendigo. The Wendigo, Don Hardy.
This isn't a nice story. I didn't hear it in a nice place. The year was 1978. I was a student at Mesabi Community College, and I was a member of a rock and roll band. One of the few bars that would hire us was Raleigh's Bar in Virginia, Minnesota. In those days, Raleigh's Bar was known as an Indian bar, which meant that you were just as likely to get into a fight as you were to get a drink. I went into Raleigh's on a Tuesday afternoon to talk about our next gig, and I sat by an old man. And maybe it was my long, dark hair, and maybe it was the dark, smoky bar we were in. Or maybe it was the amount of firewater that he had drank that day. But he told me a tale that his grandfather told him, who heard it from his grandfather. A tale that happened when the thought of the white man was just a rumor. It had been a long, cold winter, much like the winter we have been experiencing, except it was much colder, and there were high drifts, and the tribe was starving. The game had all left. They had long ago eaten their dogs. They were now eating the barks off the tree and eating the leather from their tents. The young warrior was at the fire. He had listened to his wife and children cry themselves to sleep. He prayed to the Great Spirit to relieve the suffering. But the Great Spirit didn't answer him that night. No. An evil spirit answered him. The Wendigo. The Wendigo came into his body. It told him, go into your tent. And he went into his tent. Draw your knife. Cut the throat of your wife. Cut the throats of your children. And the hunger grew in the warrior. And he felt remorse, and the hunger grew. And he cut the flesh from his children and ate. But he didn't satiate him. He got hungrier. And he got larger. 5 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet, 20 feet. And the hunger grew and grew. And he howled. All the other warriors knew what happened. He broke the greatest taboo. They gathered. They took their arrows and shot them at him. It did no good. They did not kill him. They drove him to a wooded glen. They took their firebrands and threw it into there. And he started to burn. And he howled. The young warrior died that day. But the Wendigo lives on. In fact, as late as 1907, a medicine man killed 14 members of his tribe in Roseau, Minnesota, because they had turned into Wendigos. So when you are camping in the great north woods of Minnesota, and you hear something heavy walk past, is that a moose? A bear? Or you hear a howl? That's not quite lupine. Huddle a little closer. Throw another brand on the fire. Because there's many strange things in the great north woods. And some of them are hungry.